Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is June 17th, and right now we're looking at the visible satellite imagery as of yesterday morning, and you can see the sun rising across the Pacific Ocean here. Put this into motion, and you'll see some of the lightning strikes that were firing off there across some of the Olympic Mountains there, some of southwest Washington down towards northwest Oregon as well. You can see across some of the Cascades, east slopes of the Cascades as well, one up towards Omak there also. And then we scroll towards the evening hours. You can still see the lightning strikes going off across some of the foothills down towards Mount Rainier yesterday as well. And then we go into the overnight hours and we lose that diurnal heating, and the thunderstorm activity comes to a cease there. And as we go through the day today, we may kick off a thunderstorm or two again, mainly east of the Cascades here today across the higher terrain, British Columbia, Idaho, Montana, some of eastern Oregon, and can't roll one out. And there also is going to be some shower activity here across western Washington, maybe Vancouver Island. So we got to watch out for that. Probably not going to get a lightning strike in that activity there. But again, some of these showers will be out and about here through the day today. We'll take a look at that. We'll take a look at the extended forecast as always as we go through the video here this morning as well. And if we look at the SPC, you can see where they have that thunderstorm cutoff just kind of passes right over Pendleton there. It includes Spokane, this includes British Columbia, and some of the higher terrain, the Rocky Mountains there. And it does include Boise, Idaho today as well. So if we take a look at the thunderstorm chances here, according to the National Weather Service Spokane, you can see Omak there at 25. You can see Colville, Deer Park, Spokane, 33%, Pullman, 30% chance. Much lower here for Seattle, but you can't completely rule one out here. There is some convergent zone activity showing up that we'll take a look at in the high resolution models here in a moment. Gusty winds, lightning, brief downpour, small hail, and you can see Yakima only checking out 4%, Golden Dale at 3% here as well. Now, if we look off towards Idaho Panhandle and some of western Montana, it's pretty chilly out there. You got some winter weather advisories, even some winter storm warnings right now, and the wet pattern continues as we go through today and tomorrow as this slow-moving upper-level low traverses across the region. Taking a look at Pendleton, Oregon, you can see the changes we're going to have coming up here as we start to warm up by the time we get towards Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday here, and some gusty winds in the meantime here as well. If we take a look at Seattle, bounce back a little bit there, 64, still 7 degrees below average here. And you see we could pretty much skunked Seattle out of this last system, only 1/100 of an inch rain. We could pick up a little bit more today, but other areas definitely got much more, including just up towards the Snohomish-King County line there, and places north got more precipitation, places off to the east, and of course across the higher terrain as well. You can see we're about 1.1 inches of rain right now. We average about 1.45 for the month of June. Now, this is for Hoquiam, 61 degrees. The normal high is 63. It did a little bit better precipitation-wise in some areas out towards the coast as well. Already above the June average total monthly precipitation with 3.39 inches. This is Bellingham, right around average already so far this year, and maybe a little bit more to come if we have some systems rolling through here at the end of the month. And we'll take a look at those details coming up in a moment. But you can see we did pick up some precipitation with this last system as well. Now, taking a look at the upper levels of the atmosphere here, this is at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet, kind of shows you that colder air aloft and pivoting across the region here. And then we are going to start to warm up a bit here as we go through the end of the week coming up. We get kind of a transient ridge sliding through here. That's going to allow the temperatures to climb back up again. But we have another system likely coming as we go through the weekend. More on that here in a moment. In the short term, I want to show you that lobe of cold air swinging across the region here. Then as we go on through Tuesday and then through Wednesday, you can see things starting to moderate aloft as we start to warm up as we go towards the end of the week. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, this thing has a lightning detection system with it, and it's very fun to watch this pick up lightning strikes across the region here. You can click on each of these individual parameters. It gives you graphs, and it builds its own forecast for you as well for your home weather station. It's always much more fun to watch the weather when you've got one of these attached to your place of residence. So there's what it looks like as well. Click on that link down below to save 10% off if you'd like one. Lightning flash density potential with the European today. So we're going to scroll through this afternoon. You can see across eastern Washington, higher terrain of British Columbia, some of eastern Oregon included. It also shows a little bit of activity here across some of the central Puget Sound with that convergent zone activity. More on that here in a moment as well. So don't completely rule that out there across some of the Seattle metro area. We'll see how that ends up turning out. But then as we go through it tomorrow, Tuesday, you can see some of the thunderstorm potential there for some of the Cascades. A little bit of a repeat of what's going on today. And then we go through Wednesday, maybe across the higher terrain, kicking off some of those showers yet again. Now, if we take a look at the North American model, this is what the Doppler radar may look like here as we go through the day today and tomorrow. We'll scroll through the afternoon and you can kind of see that convergence zone activity here across some of the Central Sound, Cascades. Can't roll off some shower activity here down across Portland as well. And again, Eastern Washington, even across some Adams County out here, and maybe Spokane getting a shower, maybe a thunderstorm here across the higher terrain. Pullman, watch out for the Blue Mountains, Idaho and Montana, British Columbia higher terrain as well. And as we go through Tuesday here, you'll notice we kind of slow down the showery activity here, but we might kick off another one across the Cascades, Northeast Washington. If we look at the high resolution rapid refresh here, put this into motion, you can see again that convergent zone activity there across the central Puget Sound, and that could bring some showery activity here and keep the clouds around here, not allowing much sunshine for some portions of western Washington. As we scroll through tonight into tomorrow morning, you can see that showery activity continuing, and then as we go through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, finding the upper level low is going to be kicking off to the east. And I was checking out the HURRY here to see if there was any lightning potential this afternoon. It doesn't show anything for western Washington, but southwest BC, some of Vancouver Island, it does, and some of eastern Washington as well, some of the North Cascades also. As we scroll through the day tomorrow, we go through tomorrow afternoon, northeast Washington included there, maybe Lake Chelan, east slopes of the Cascades, getting a lightning strike or two. If we take a look at the European model, this is 6-hour precipitation type. So what I want to show you here is that convergent zone activity for tonight, this afternoon and tonight, swinging through here. And by the time we go towards Wednesday, one more round of showers, and we start to really reduce the precipitation here as we go towards the end of the week. But as we go towards the weekend, you'll notice the next system is brewing here out over the Gulf of Alaska. It's going to be trying to swing through the Pacific Northwest as we go through the end of the weekend and through early next week. If we take a look at the National Blended Models daily max 2-meter temperature, this is for today, Seattle 65. You can see some upper 60s here for Oregon, some low to mid 70s here, eastern portions. But as we go through tomorrow, you notice that warm up. And look at that, Wednesday, Thursday, 80 degrees, maybe a 90-degree reading there for the Willamette Valley, 90s east of the Cascades as well. Look at southwest BC, warming up quite nicely back into the Fraser River Gap there. And as we go on in through Friday, look at this 83 for Seattle, some 90s showing up for the Willamette Valley. Saturday, we cool down a little bit here, and then we start to bring that next system in here as we go towards the end of the weekend and the early portion of next week, cooling things off a bit here. We'll worry about what that system has to bring. It could bring some thunderstorm activity with it. We'll be watching that here over the next few days. Taking a look at the European model, you can see the Hawaiian Islands at the bottom left. There's the Pacific Ocean, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. Here's our trough swinging across the region here, and we get this transient ridge kind of moving through at the end of the week, and then the next system hot on its heels here as we go on in through Sunday into Monday here. Another little ridge tries to build up here, but then we've got some troughing out over the Gulf of Alaska. May keep things active here as we go through the end of June. As you can see here, that would be Saturday, June 29th, and then we'll have to see what happens after that. Got to take it with a grain of salt, but it does show something at the very end of the run there as well. Now, looking at Seattle, Tacoma, you can see today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all look to be pretty nice days here, save for today. We're probably a few less clouds here tomorrow, then starting to warm up on Wednesday. And you can see the temperatures dropping back down with the next system there. This is Seattle, Tacoma, and this is for this afternoon. It does show a little bit of light precipitation showing up. Then we get our little bit of nice stretch of weather here, and then the potential for another system or two starts to emerge here at the end of June. Here's Portland International, shower or two can't be ruled out today, and then maybe some more activity here with this next couple of systems as we go through the end of the month. Here's Snoqualmie Pass, convergent zone activity trailing back into the foothills and into the Cascades here today. Can't rule this out here. Look at that 0.3 of an inch showing up. The ensemble mean and the control running pretty good agreement there. So if you're off in the backcountry there, expect some of those shower activities, especially across some of the central Cascades of western Washington. 6 to 10 day, you can see the above average signal here as we go through the 26. Take that with a grain of salt. It's probably going to be switching this up here, and we're probably going to get some below average probably as well as we start to head off to the end of the month here, and a below average signal there for the same time frame. But again, take that with a grain of salt. This was issued yesterday after all. And if we take a look at, we go into Saturday and Sunday as the next system starts to roll in here, we do have some elevated fire risk starting to show up for NW6, 8, 10, and on into Sunday a bit here. We do have some moderate risk out there as well. So yeah, it's that time of the year where things can start burning. We have a few active fires here across Pacific Northwest. You can see the Beam Road, Pioneer, and Nisqually John, and the Trout Creek fire there across some of Oregon. You can click on those individual locations there too if you check out that website, and you can see the Pioneer fire update for Saturday, June 15th, 2024. So yeah, interesting stuff there yesterday. Actually had quite a few lightning strikes that were kicking off across some of the southwest Washington, the higher terrain, the Olympic Mountains here and the foothills. So that was pretty interesting yesterday. And there's probably going to be thunderstorm activity again here today, but mainly that threat is moving off to the east. But anyway, hope you guys are enjoying these videos. I want to give a special thanks to all my members who are monetarily supporting this page. You guys deserve this shout out. You guys make this channel possible. Thank you for your generosity, and I hope that you guys are enjoying this stuff. Let me know what else you'd like to see, and we'll get to work on that here coming up. I've got a few things in the works here. Eventually, I want to get more active with the channel here and do monthly roundups and things like that. And I should be having another La Nina / El Nino update here, or ENSO update. Should be coming out here sometime this week here. I'm trying to wait for the monthly outlook for that be issued here sometime here in mid-June. I think it might be coming out actually tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe Thursday. I can't remember exactly. But whatever day it comes out, I will be putting out that video. But otherwise, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.